everyone, it's that time again for another Sketchbox. Here's the art on the box, very colorful. And let's move right in to the contents of the box. This is, whoops, the June box. Feels light. Okay, I've got the tissue, moving the box aside. And wow, oh, look at this. We have, looks like everything's pretty much contained right here. Here's our cool sticker. Set that aside, and I like to pull the menu out. There should be another one. Here we go. Wow! Oh, that's really cool. I love bunnies. So, of course I love this. And it's very colorful also. This is by Sophie Paradis. I probably am saying that wrong, but that's cool. I know my daughter will love that bunny too. And then here's the menu. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a smidge. There we go. Okay, you can still see that. And then I'm going to go and see what we have for the substrate for our surface. Feels like loose sheets of paper. This is the Magnani 104 Pescia White 4x6 inch 250 GSM 100% cotton, 10 sheets. Smooth textured paper, perfect for the fine liner in this month's box, while being absorbent enough to take full advantage of the properties of our reactive inks. It is smooth, feels lighter. Does it say how many pounds? It's 250 GSM, which is, I don't remember what that translates to. Okay, so I'm just going to pull one sheet out, and this is the custom Hero Arts reactive ink. And I was kind of looking online because I don't think I've used this before. But if you follow my channel, you know I do a lot of stamping and card making. So I do a lot of that also. And I'm not sure if I've used Hero Arts ink, but I've used a lot of different kinds of reactive ink. And so I was trying to figure out, it reacts with water. Sounds like in one thing that I looked at that once it's dry that it doesn't react again, but we're going to take a look at that, and we might not have time to do, well, we'll see if we can do if it's fully dry. So, and then I did see that they have ink pads, and so I saw one ink pad was blue raspberry. I didn't go in and look at all of them, but so I don't know how custom this is, like if it's different colors or if it's just put together. So then we have these. It says, these unique inks offer striking color and a wonderful range of hues when mixed together. Dilute them to create subtle washes or use them straight out of the bottle for opaque layers. Once dry, reactivate these inks with water to create a variety of textured effects. So I am definitely familiar with stamping, ink pads, that sort of thing, but it is interesting looking at them in the context of art making, so I think that's kind of what we're doing here. Anyway, so it does say to shake them, doesn't it? Did I read that somewhere? Yes. Shake well, apply with brush or straight from the bottle, or dilute with water to change up intensity. So I don't know if these are like reinkers for a stamp pad, or if it's the same thing, or if they have that sort of thing. I'll have to look into that further. But yeah, this is a different idea for making art. Alright, I shook it a little bit. I'm gonna check those out in a moment. Let's look at the paintbrush we have. Here is a premium size 4 original gold King Art round brush. Get that sizing off of there. Now, I feel like 4 is a common size and round is a common brush shape, and so I'm gonna try to put a little picture in the screen here because I went back into my references of various boxes. I went all the way back a year, back to May 2022 or something, and looked at the different brushes we got. And so if you're interested, I have that little chart that I made for you to see how common it is. We have had a round 4 before, but I mean, it's been a while, so it's not like it was, actually, maybe I'll have to look at that, but you will see. So then we have that lovely bunch. It's a very versatile size and shape. So we have here a Copic multi-liner in pink, 0.5 millimeters. This is a new color. I have received Copic multi-liner in other art boxes and I believe in Sketchbox as well. And I have never received it in pink, so I was pretty excited to see that because I was like trying a new one, and it adds to the Copic collection because Copic is insanely expensive. But it's a wonderful product. They command such a price because they have very high quality and they're very reliable. This paper is interesting. It did say 100% cotton, so it's not the same as like a Bristol, so it'll be interesting to see how this all works. This is permanent, so when I put water on here, this is not going to move around. Works great with alcohol markers because it's a Copic. And then we have a Sketchbox signature gel pen, white gel pen. So I'm going to be comparing this in my mind probably to Jelly Roll because that's kind of what it looks like, and I've received a lot of Jelly Roll pens in the past. The cap is different, it feels different. It's nice and lightweight. This is a 0.8 millimeter. It's not really going to show up on the white. So I'm going to put some ink down first and then draw with it. But yeah, so far so good. Let's see how well it works. Let's just put some straight on. Hopefully I've shaken this enough. I'm going to just do a dot of each of them. And do some on my palette as well. Let's start with those three first. Ooh, what a pretty color. Loving this blue raspberry color. This is, of course, like a teal turquoise. And let's get some water to pull it out. It seems to like the paper, and the paper does not mind a bit of water that I'm throwing at it, so that's nice. Oh, it dried. It dries pretty quickly on this paper though, because you can see that where I put the dot down, it is already dry, and I cannot think of what to call it, but you can see what's left there. So that is interesting. If you don't want to see the shadow of that, then that would not be a good idea. Oh, look, it mixed. That's funny. I want to see what all the colors do together also. So I'm going to do a swatch chart, but let's let that dry a minute and get our swatch chart set up. I forgot to put fog on there, so let me put fog on there too, because in the basics box, I think they didn't get fog, they only got 3. But this is the premium box, so we get 4 colors, and it's a nice kind of greenish gray color, it looks like. So let me pull it out further. This one I put on right away, and so you don't have as much of the shadow. I was able to kind of pull it out. It almost looks like sage green, but with a little bit more gray to it than a true sage. And I have made my little swatch chart, which I'm gonna do the colors, but this feels pretty dry, so I'm gonna test out the gel pen. So this is a Sketchbox signature. Maybe I'll turn it sideways because and it's probably just warming up. This is, yeah, not quite dry. So, it's not very opaque on there right now. I'll have to see if that changes. So far, I'm kind of underwhelmed with this white. Let me see if I have another one around here. Here's a Jelly Roll. This is an 05. I didn't have an 08 handy. I'm just kind of curious to see right out of the box if this will compare. Could be the paper or the ink, because this one seems to be disappearing into it also. And maybe it could be just that it really isn't fully dry. It does feel damp still. So that'll be interesting to see later. Alright, there's that for now. Alright, I did a little swatch sheet here. I'm still not very good at these kind of color sheets. Obviously you can see it. Too much water, it's going all over the place. But I got a good idea of some mixes of colors. And then I went ahead and mixed the two primaries together on my palette to get these colors. This is kind of the orange between the lemon drop and the fruit punch, and then this is the green that you get between the lemon drop and the blue raspberry, and here is the lemon drop and fruit punch, which makes a very dark purple there. And these are all now fully dry, so we can try to see if there's a difference with our white gel pen. I think once it's more fully dry, you can maybe layer to get it more opaque, but it does still kind of seem like it's not opaque, like kind of blends in with the color. So you're not going to get a very bright highlight there with this, but it is very comparable, I believe, to the Jelly Roll. This one unfortunately is not as wide. Again, same thing's happening. It is being kind of absorbed into this lovely cotton paper and into the inks. The other thing I haven't had a chance to see is the water reactivity after it's all the way dry. So I'm going to set aside my little swatch sheet, and I've got a spray bottle here. So since these are all dry, I can, oops, well that was a lot of water, but yes, I can spray it on and see what happens. This is a very dirty paper towel. Yes, I can see some of it coming up. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually as more time goes by. Let me get here closer. Alright, not sure if that's showing up, but you can kind of see. Yep, I can't tell. And I want to try a bigger drop, like on the gray. Well, of course that was big. I'm going to give it a second. 1, 2, 3, and then see. I'm not very patient, am I, for this? Oh, look at that. So that was totally dry, like over 24 hours. And, ooh, I like that. I like that. Not sure what I'm going to do with that, but yeah, you can get some interesting results there by using water after the fact. So it is going to move, I would think, you know, with the water. Let me try. I thought that I'd seen something where you can go over the top of it and it's not going to blend. So I'm just trying. This is concentrated, the blue raspberry, and I'm going right over the yellow that's dry. And then that one's a wet spot. So you can kind of go over it, but then if you pick it up with a paper towel, it's going to remove some of the color. That is good to know. I think let's get into making some art with this. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, get rid of the Jelly Roll. And if you follow my channel, you'll probably know where my inspiration for this month's little art piece has come from. I got flamingos on the brain, so I've got a couple references here from, probably from either Unsplash or Pixabay or both. Here's a nice, yep, I just thought, I think I can do flamingo, and they're very summery to me, so let's go ahead and go on in and see what happens.